This is the story of the Rite of Passage, and the quest's original appearance in Diablo 2. After felling the foul fiend Nilothark, we found he did not possess the Relic of the Ancients, and as such we seek aid in reaching the summit of Mount Ariat, to which the mercenary leader Qualkek reveals.
Every time I hear of you, warrior, your deeds become more legendary. But take heed. You are approaching the very summit of Mount Ariat. I have never dared venture there. It is sacred, our most holy place. The legends say it is guarded by the Ancient Ones, who block the path of all who are unworthy. Your reputation here does not matter. It will be the Ancients who determine your worthiness. Good luck.
So these ancients are what Baal feared to face, making a pact with Nilothark instead. We think it wise if we ourselves find a guide into the hallowed ground, and Qualkek gives us leave to take his man Wolf with us. Before we head off, we speak to the healer Marla, who states,
"By reaching the summit, you cease being just a simple warrior. When you come back, you will be far more.
Or far less, depending on how the ancients receive us." The armorer Larzik, standing by his forge, then tells us,
"Every night I've prayed to the ancients to bring us peace, and now you must fight them. Who shall I pray to now, warrior?"
Fight them? We knew deep down only a test of metal in combat would be a true reflection of worth to a barbarian. Anya the alchemist then states,
"You wouldn't have to test yourself against the Ancients if it weren't for Nilothark's treachery. He was a fool, and deserves to suffer for eternity."
It's true, but he did at least save Hrogoth in the process, and who knows if the Ancients were enough to stop the Lord of Destruction. Dark times indeed. Standing by his familiar well, Deckard Cain then echoes our sentiment, saying,
"A test of metal is a fitting rite of passage for a barbarian hero."
And with that, we grab our gear and new companion Wolf and head towards the icy summit. As we head inside the mountain's crystalline passage and fighting off frozen creepers, it's said of these ice fiends that not all of Baal's minions need have form. Many of his demons are completely intangible on the mortal plane, so a bulk of Baal's armies are wraith-like in existence. However, this makes attacking helpless mortals impossible. In their case, the ice in the caves of Mount Ariat is a limitless resource for these demons to take their form from, and hence why they explode into fragments of ice when destroyed. Heading deep into the glacial trail in search of the Ancient's Way, we find a passage to the frozen tundra, and upon emerging, night has fallen. We appear to be on the other side of the mountain, but not all the way over. In a forest clearing, however, before we can gain our bearings fully, a pack of demon imps attack us from the south. Fighting through imps and pressing north, we find hordes of them have ravaged the land and established themselves as the dominant force of the tundra. Errant barbarians continue to fight as we happen upon a disheveled camp, one such barbarian, his body before us, and we see then the fabled entrance to the Ancient's Way. Heading inside the icy cavern, we're greeted by more frozen creepers and the devastating Bonebrow, who brings a posse upon Wolf and I as we are forced to fervently fight off their attacks. Desperate to keep Wolf from falling, we clear the mobs just in time to fall Brow himself. After battling through the caverns, we find respite by a frozen smear of a beast. As we follow the blood smatters, they lead out of the cavern and into the Ancient's Way. The passage snaps shut behind us, and we see we're atop a mountain with a fall below of hundreds of feet. And to the north is a grand entrance to the Worldstone Keep. However, without the relic of the Ancients, our way too is barred.
Impossible.
Forced to head back south, near the tundra's entrance, there's a platform of stone, adorned with ancient barbarian carvings and a circle level a few steps up. In the middle sits the inscribed Altar of the Heavens, and surrounding it stands 3 barbarian warriors, no doubt the effigies of the ancients themselves, said to be original NEPHALEM barbarians. To the right, holding a 2-handed axe to the heavens, is Korlik, the Protector. North of him is Madork, the Guardian, arms outstretched bearing 2 small hatchets, and to the left a sword and shield wielding Talik, the Defender. Knowing once we read the altar there is no going back, we prepare ourselves first by heading back to town momentarily in preparation of the trials to come. Marla then soothes.
Do not doubt yourself. I believe you are worthy to pass through the Ancient's gates, but you must believe as well.
Larzik then warns.
You've walked on the burial grounds of our greatest ancestors. I'm not sure whether I should bow before you or revile you for committing sacrilege. Tread lightly when you walk with gods.
Anya apologizes.
Look, I must apologize. I feel responsible for your current struggle. If I had only stopped Neelathok from giving Baal the relic, you would not have to fight those ghosts.
True, but Herogoth may not have stood against Baal. And Cain contemplates.
We have come too far to be defeated now, my friend. I have seen you complete many difficult quests. Though this may be your greatest trial, it is not beyond your reach.
While Kek then admonishes.
I warned you. The ancients are not like the demons you're accustomed to fighting.
With a heavy mind and a clear heart, we head back to the summit and decide as a sign of respect is in order and stow our weapons before approaching the altar of heaven. It then glows red and otherworldly voices say,
We are the spirits of the Nephilim, the ancient ones. We have been chosen to guard sacred Mount Ariat, wherein the world's stone rests.
Few are worthy to stand in its presence.
Fewer still can comprehend its true purpose.
Before you enter, you must defeat us.
Before we can comprehend what is happening, the statues spring to life. Talik springs forth and swipes at Wolf with his sword, and we draw our weapons rushing to his aid. Korlik then literally leaps into the fray between us and our goal of aiding Wolf. Trying to rout him from Talik spins into a furious whirlwind of steel and death. Bearing the brunt of his dizzying assault, Wolf aids us as best he can, holding off the other barbarian, and we realize that Madork hurling tomahawks at our kidneys from a safe distance. We toss a potion to Wolf, but we're too slow as the trio move in eerie unison and fall Wolf in a bloody mess, slain where he stood, limp body left in the damp snow. Realizing our only hope is to break up the trio, we back up behind the original entrance of the tundra. Qualkek was correct. We have never dealt with warriors this strategic before, as Korlik leaps 20 foot in the air, bearing his axe down on us in a moment of respite. Now forced into a game of cat and mouse, and using our 50% slow from our flail, we attempt in drawing Korlik out of his leaps, and trying to burn him down while simultaneously avoiding Madork's many axes and the already slow to foot and fast spinning Talik. One-on-one we realize we will fall if we try and face Talik, as his whirlwind is too powerful, and that Madork is much easier prey alone. We fell Madork first, and he dies in a spectacular mist, his effigy now back atop his podium. 1 down, 2 to go. Now both remaining burly barbarians bear down on us, and we try and separate them desperately again. Korlik leaps at us on the platform, breaching the gap once more. However, as he is bleeding heavily, we use this opportunity to open his wound further, and he uses one last burst of energy before falling, leaving us to face Talik in his frenzied glory. We again move in to intercept Talik, using the same open wound technique and retreating back to the platforms as his spin works against him and his blood loss becomes more profuse, and we see he is bleeding. but he never makes it atop the steps, and 2 perishes in a brilliant light show, and then his soul retreats to its individual pillar. We take a moment and see Wolf downed, not moving, and pay a moment of respect, as without his sacrifice, we would have never gotten this far. We then see our quest is complete and receive 1 full level of XP as a reward, and head back to town to rest a spell and nurse our wounds. The way to the Worldstone open after we pass the test of the Proud Warriors. Arriving back, Marla then warmly greets us, saying,
I knew the ancients would find you worthy of Mount Ariat's secrets. Now, stop Baal before he destroys all that is sacred.
All paths lead to destruction. Larzik then says,
The ancients have honored you, and in turn so do we. I have no remaining doubts about you now.
We feel blessed to hold such reverence. Anya then proudly exclaims,
You stand before me a worthy hero, and on you rests the last hope of our people. Bear it well, warrior.
Heavy is the toll indeed. Cain then says,
You have proven yourself to these people. They look to you as their warrior, their champion.
Champion. And the title carries a certain weight with it. And with that, we see Qualkek once more, who questions,
Besting the ancients in battle is a mighty feat indeed. I hope this means you're ready to battle Baal.
So do we, Qualkek. So do we. The quest is complete, and we gain the trust of the ancients and clear a path to Baal and the Worldstone. But that is a story for another day. That's it for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest videos, and please pummel the notification bell if you want to see the epic conclusion and showdown versus Baal. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, Traveler.